Okay, everybody, welcome. I'm going to get rid of the starting soon now. Well, let's get rid of that. You know, I had this perfectly set up where you could see me. And then all of a sudden we got dark clouds on that side and it blocked the. So now it's brighter behind me and it's not supposed to be this bright. So yeah. Now, Catherine is not joining me because right now she looks like Darth Vader, sorry. She has one of those asthma masks on. She last night started having to use her puffer, and then this morning she's on her doctor prescribed mask, dealing with asthma. It's really rare. It's been a very long time, but it just came out of nowhere. Anyway, when the clouds move out of the sun, you should be able to actually see me better. I literally have a light on my face, so it doesn't matter. It's just so much brighter over here right now. Anyway, by the way, did anybody see that full moon or solar eclipse, sorry? And it went like totally red. Catherine took amazing pictures. Her camera somehow is better than mine, even though her phone is much poorer than mine. I don't get it. But anyway, it was just beautiful red. And it lasted it started at 11:30, a little bit, and it just kept taking over the moon. And by about 2 a.m., 2:15 a.m., something like that, it was just red with barely a hint touching it. And then I guess it kept going after that. But we finally went to bed at about 3. And we're just like, we're not waiting till 4:30 for it to fully come back. Anyway, it was pretty cool. I've seen a couple of them in my time. But I've never had one, I think, that was so many hours, like 4 hours between the start to finish. I feel like they were faster, but my memory could be wrong. Anyway, welcome everybody to That Philippines Life again. Lara's playing in her little house down there. So you're just going to have to put up with me for now. Maybe Catherine will join us, but we'll see. The next video we're going to be putting out, there's some changes and stuff like that, that we've made some, kind of like big changes that we've done here that I'm just going to save it for the video so it can be more explained, and then also I'm not explaining it twice. So it'll be in the next one. But travel. That's the thing. For me, lately, it's just been, I love to travel, and we're just trying to get the beaver to a point where we can just do that. That's the part that I really, if all of the things in regrets and all that, and regrets aren't good, you never want any regrets, but, that's what I love to do, and having the bar really, I can't even work in it anyway, so there's very little I can do there. Legally, there's nothing really I can do. So, it's just a thing that prevents me from disappearing too long. That's a little sadder. So I can't wait to get back to that, traveling all the time, because I actually love it. I love it. I get to experience. Life is an accumulation of experiences, and even bad ones are like the stories you can tell later, and it also puts value to the good ones. And so you kind of you don't want to have bad, but you need them. You need them, builds character, and it puts perspective on things and everything. So you do really need that. Lara's birthday, yes, I did see that. And, we'll get to your comments soon. Got to put super chat in, of course, because, well, you paid. Come on, how crazy is that? So thank you very much, Brian Simpson. Howdy from Ventura, California. We're going to get to the comments and everything, but yes, Lara's birthday. So her birthday is 11th, September 11th, right? That's the day everybody wants to remember. So what we're doing though is we wanted to have her party on the weekend, on a Saturday, because they're, for kids and everything. And so it's going to be held this Saturday. So we're just telling her that her birthday is on Saturday, because she doesn't know what the day of the week, the 11th is. She doesn't seem to care or anything. And so her family, lots of our friends from all over the Panay, you guys are going to recognize many of them. Many of them are YouTubers and stuff like that. But, everybody else too, not just YouTubers. Everybody's coming from all over to come and celebrate little Lara's birthday, which is so cool. So we're going to have, thanks to our subscribers who've been saying, hey, can I do something for Lara's birthday? Especially, Paul. You know yourself very well that you've always been there supporting a lot of Laura. So anyway, you got a trampoline for her, and now he hired a magician Now it's a clown magician, and she's terrified of clowns. So we'll see. We'll see if he is going to be dressed as a clown. I have a feeling maybe not, but we'll see how it goes. I also did notice in here that we have. Oh, sorry. I'm going to get to them all, but I just wanted to mention somebody here, David. So Abba David here, or well, Abba David. Oh, here she is, little Lara. Come on in. This is the gentleman. Oh, careful, don't push on the table. There we go. There you go, little Lara. You can't really see her very well because of the lighting. That hopefully will change soon. Little Lara here, or sorry, David here. David is the guy who built the marble dome houses. So yeah, thank you very much for the really cool tour. Yeah, my friend, I think you made a new record for the most, not just positive comments, but the fact that you have, like, I don't think there's any negative comments about anything about you or your place or anything. So really, man, that's a good testament to yourself, David. I did get your email. I haven't responded yet because it was late at night, and I was just like, oh, tomorrow. And I never got to that because I've been doing this. As you can see, Lara wants to get everybody's attention. Camera's there, baby. There you go. Are you excited for your birthday?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. And did you like David's house too? Yeah. Remember with the domes?
Yeah.
Yeah, with all the marble?
Yeah.
But you didn't like all the big doggies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were a little afraid?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then that one doggie was nice.
Yeah.
Yep. But you liked the pool also at that place, eh? Ramblon?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Anyway, so, but we're going to get to in this episode, I will get a few comments now and then we'll get to it, is I got a couple plans and I'm looking for your input because, well, for a lot of you people have been to places I haven't been, and I'm going to try to go to a couple places I haven't been. But both of them are a little crazy right now, like price-wise and just making it work and everything. So let's go through it, though. Here, hey, Vegas Whale, thank you for being a member of Vegas Whale. Let's go. Hello to everybody, by the way. You got so many of them in here. I'm going to try to stick to just questions and stuff like that, but or if I personally know you or something like that, maybe I'll jump in. But and members, you know what? You guys are members. Awesome. Thank you very much, Ronald Jackson. Thank you. But otherwise I get buried and I'm like an hour and a half behind on the comments. So try to, yeah, rough seas in your place. This is, keep in mind, we have a full kilometer of sand, right? You can walk out at least a kilometer. And when you go a kilometer, it's only about here on you. So it's very shallow. And so it might seem drastic, but really it's because it's just getting very, very shallow. It's closer and closer it gets. But if you look further out, you'll notice there's no white crests further out. So it does appear that way, and also there's a good 50 feet. Yeah, 50 feet from my wall here to where the high tide is now. If it is the high tide, I don't know yet. So it might appear worse than it really is. I'm elevated here so you can see further out. Uh-oh. I was worried about this. The neighbor had stopped for like an hour, and I thought he was going to be done grinding, but he's still grinding. I want to hear how bad this is. And I hope he's only cutting one piece. It's not terrible. I've got all the noise cancellation stuff on, so hopefully, as long as we keep talking, it shouldn't come in too badly for you guys. And it won't last long. He will cut that steel or whatever, the grinder, and then he'll do something else, and he won't be in there. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. We don't really have any big storms planned here, Grumpy Dude. It's just some waves. I always look out 2 weeks out, and we're really not going to have anything here. Yeah, the crashing waves, I know, I agree. Really. Okay, Lara is giving you guys 2 thumbs up. There you go. Ronald, I guess I've already answered that, haven't I? Good morning from South Carolina. So good morning, guys. There's so many of you in here. I really appreciate it. Hey, there's Ralph. Ralph, this is the gentleman who bought the inflatable beaver for the Canadian beaver. Like, how cool is that, right? So, Michael, do you love Kat and Lara and your home in Rojas? Yes, we do love every one of those. All 3 of those. Complete love. I assure you. There are some things that I'm like, oh, that's sometimes a pain in my butt in my life, but those three things are not a pain in my butt in my life at all. Blood moon, but not visible north. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought, yeah, it makes sense. We would have been on the opposite side of the world. It would have been daylight for you guys. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was really cool. I was hired for a wedding, pre-wedding photo shoots once in Australia many years ago. And it was the blue moon. And the images were like, yeah, they came out real good. But we had to shoot at 2 in the morning to make that happen. Sorry about that grinding, guys. I really hope that goes away. Hey, look at that. You got ice cream from Ralph. What do you say to Ralph?
Thank you.
You're so cute. Ralph, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Okay, so before I just don't want to get too far behind, but we answered that. Your birthday's coming.
Yay!
You got a solar power video out. So this is my second YouTube channel, right? I had another YouTube channel with my ex, and it was quite a large channel, bigger than this one. And unfortunately, the only time I've done solar specifically videos, like including installation cost, all that stuff, was on the previous channel. And it was pretty cool because the company that does it, what they do is if your bill is at least 9,000 pesos a month, they will put it in for free. And say the whole project's 500,000 pesos, right? Or 1,000,000 pesos. 1,000,000 pesos makes more sense. If you got a 1,000,000 peso job, what they'll do is they'll just bill you whatever your electric bill is now until it's paid off. Now, there will be an interest rate built into that, obviously, but it's all self-financed by the company. And so you don't have to wait and save up. You can just get the solar right away. And once it's, they have access to the same as you do of how much power you're using. You get the same app. And you'll know, okay, once that certain amount of kilowatts has been generated, then you're done. Your bill has been paid and it's your system. So it was a pretty cool thing. But unfortunately, it was on the other one. So from James and Karen gang saying hello. Hello, Vegas Will. Well, James and Karen will be here this weekend as well to celebrate, I think, with Lara. I know Gino and, she's trying to get them to stop grinding. It's so cute. Gino and Dazzle are coming to your birthday. Yeah. Yeah, and Catherine's mother is going to come from Gibot. Please don't hang on to the table, baby. You're shaking everything. It makes the table shake, okay? She's really excited. So thank you very much. Thank you. So yeah, I wanted to go over a couple things with you guys. I don't want to go, we can save a lot of the chit chat for near the end because not everybody likes to watch a 2-hour video or whatever, and I get that. So I try to get to the point early in, and we'll go from there. So let me bring up this so you guys can all see it. And bang. There we go. Okay, so there's Rojas City. You got Bicol out here, Iloilo City, and Cebu is over here, and Mindoro going to Batangas City, which is Manila, is above that, right? So this to give you an idea. If you're back in the West and never been to the Philippines, this hopefully will help you pin it. So now you know where we are. And it's another thing I could show in here is people will say, don't you worry about typhoons and stuff. It's always going to be possible. Let me put us back into Rojas City here. Oh, there. It's always going to be possible. But if you'll notice something, that Rojas City here, it is facing into the center of the country. So if you really you're so worried about typhoons and everything, this edge facing into the Pacific, that's really where you're going to get slammed the most. Doesn't mean they don't come through. And then obviously up here into this West Philippine Sea, South China Sea, where you see that it can impact all into the side of this coast. So this is why I always tell people, yeah, Rojas City is actually quite good. And I don't have windy on here, or I could show you guys, but the storms, when they do come, because what happens is if you get a typhoon out here, it draws all the rain and wind, pulls it all into the eye, right? And when it does that, all the rains get pulled like this, across this both sides of this coast here, but it makes like a circle like this and goes out. And then the other side, it makes a circle like this and goes out. And we end up with this little hole right here where there's practically no rain or anything. And so that's why the last time there was all this flooding here, 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 all down here. And we had nothing. We had beautiful sunny skies and everything. And that's all because it was wrapping all the way around. So again, if you're joining late or whatever, I know you can't see me. It's dark. We have black clouds covering the sun back there, which killed my light. So I could try something though. I could try plug. We have lights above. Maybe that'll help because I look like I'm in the dark. I don't. Anyway, so I have two plans. One of them is going to happen, and that is for travel. So from Rojas City, for the longest time I've wanted to do, and let me start from over here. Okay, so here's Palawan, right? I've been to only Coron, which is way up here. That little island up here, which I have a video on it. It's fabulous, really beautiful place. Small though, really small. They don't have anything really there except for what you would imagine at like a beach resort town. Little shops, nice restaurants for, tourists and stuff like that. Island hopping, that kind of thing. But, you're not going to have a mall or a movie theater or anything. Like to live there, it might grow old. Now, some people, that's their life. They love living like on Boracay. There's people that live there forever and they love it. They just love their retired life. They want simple. They don't want anything. Now, a lot of people will say that and they will think that until they live it. And then afterwards they're like, whew, okay, I need more in my life. I need to go to the mall and literally buy cheese or steak or something. I don't know. Just have the opportunity to buy stuff. Might be getting rain. I don't know. I might have to close that, which is terrible. I want the view. Anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of times we think we want something until we try it. And then, oh boy, we really wanted better than that. I also noticed my internet is only 1 bar, so I have it on ping, so I hope it stays, but yikes. It's strange. Well, I think she's got laundry hanging in front of it. I have an outdoor Wi-Fi, hangs down below, and it gets me all the way out to the beach, but I think she put something right in front of it that's causing a problem. Anyway, so let's go back. So another thing I've always wanted to do is come here. I wanted to go to somewhere at the bottom, and I wanted to do this entire island. Now, it might not seem like much, but it's actually quite big, Palawan Island. And Palawan is like the one island in the country where it has everything. I think it's UNESCO has made it, or United Nations had said that there's more rare, near extinction wildlife in this island than most places in the world. And so I think you can find help me out here, like panthers or something like that, and some really off-the-wall stuff. I'd have to Google it. I can't remember anymore. But the last time I looked it up, there was a lot of species that are on here that you're not going to find in the Philippines otherwise. So there is a ferry that our friends that moved there from Rojas City recently, they moved to Palawan. They took their motorbike and all their stuff and everything, and they went down to Iloilo City, and they took a ferry from Iloilo all the way to Puerto Princesa, and then they drove around the island. Now, the ferry goes from this Iloilo City to this Kuya, and then the boat carries on and goes to Puerto Princesa. So that's, Puerto Princesa. I have to remember to keep moving it. So this Kuya is like here and Iloilo there. So this whole thing, though, is 36 hours from Iloilo City. And it would cost us round trip, bringing our motorbike, 42,000 pesos. That's a lot. As a Canadian, that's $1,000. 40 is $1,000. That's crazy for like a boat trip, And you might as well go on a cruise, but this is no cruise. There ain't no rooms in this one. They're going to be bunks with everybody in the world around you. They're chickens, they're whatever, it's 42,000. You're going to pay $1,000 almost as a Canadian. So as an American, it's $850, something like that, $800 to be with roosters and chickens and everything else. It's the Philippines experience. I would still smile and go for it, but that's just putting perspective on that option, that I would have to do that long trip would cost me, for the three of us and the motorbike, round trip that much money. It's an insane number. It's an insane number. Now the motorbike is the biggest part, right? You cut that out, and a round trip, it would be like half that price, right? It'd be like 20,000 maybe for the three of us. It might even be lower than that. The bike might even be even more than that, actually. I saw for cars, it's like 26,000 each way. Can you imagine that? That's insane. So there's that. The other option is if you go from Rojas City and you drive all the way up to Boracay, which is, I have to zoom in here to show you. It says Malay here, but that's Boracay, this little island right here, okay? And there you go, Boracay. And if I drive up here, there is a boat from Malay, and it's only 3 to 4 hours. It'll take us right up here to Rojas in Mindoro. Oops, I didn't mean to do that, but I did it. So let me zoom out. So Rojas and Mindoro, which we just recently did that. Oh man, sorry guys, sorry. I don't know why it's doing all that. Let me put it here. So we recently did this trip in order to go all the way up here to Puerto Galera. So we know that boat. It's about 4 hours, 5 hours. Not a big deal to go from Boracay to Rojas right here. So from here to there. Then you would drive around this coast here, and somewhere around here, I think it is, or here, there's a boat. Actually, if I zoom in, it might show it. Oh, it doesn't. Of course it doesn't. It should. Usually you see dots, and then you know where the boats are. And from here, that boat will take us to Coron. So now look how close Coron is to that island, right here. So now we're cutting it down to another 4 to 6 hours. It depends on the storms, because in here you got like a channel of big waves. So depending on the weather here, you could get there 4 to 6 hours. And then there's another boat that's another 6 hours going from Coron to El Nido. And we could drive this whole thing. But that, when I totaled that up, that's still going to be in the 32,000. But we don't have 36 hours on a single boat, just sitting in a chair or laying in a bunk with a bunch of people. So that's option one. And it'd be a cool trip to do all of Palawan on the motorbike, the three of us. Renting, you'd have to rent a car because we couldn't carry all our bags on a motorbike unless we have like our motorbike where we have all the bags that can strap on, but you need all the attachments to the bike. And likely your bike rental is not going to have all of that. And so renting a car would be the other option. And yes, it would probably still cost a little bit more renting the car, but you won't have the pain in the butt. So anyway, that's option one, and it's an expensive option. It's an expensive option. Leave it at that. It's a little nuts. So number two, this is the thing we're thinking of, is they have a new, reintroduced ferry. So here's Rojas City again, right? And then you see Conception down here. Well, just south of that is, by the way, if you haven't seen that video, you're going to want to see that video, is Ajuy, A-J-U-Y. And this one here, the mayor even offered any of my subscribers come in, you can see him. You'll see he's the sweetest, nicest man in the world. And he would love to see more people invest in his area, or just like invest, I mean, as in, come to live or whatever. So if you're married to Filipina or something, or you could do leasing of land. But what he was saying is you could, for 10 to 15 pesos per square meter, you can buy land off of the major road in one of the major roads, not the highway. One of the major roads in Ajuy for that low. Okay, so 15 to 20, I think it was 15 to 20, not 10 to 15, or 10 to 20 pesos per square meter. Anyway, it's A-J-U-Y. It's a remarkable place, really beautiful. Anyway, I'm getting off topic though. But you'll notice here these dots. So here, there you go. That even tells you the name of the ferry and everything right in it. So this ferry now goes to Negros. And so you don't have to go all the way to Iloilo, to Dumangas, and then take this ferry all the way into Bacolod, or Bacolod, depending on how you want to say it. You can go to Ajuy now, and that's a shorter boat and cheaper boat, and you're going to end up way up here in the north part of the province. And so now you can just go all the way over here to this, Escalante City, so that's a very short drive. That's probably like an hour and a half-ish. and then go right across to this part here. This, see, this is where I need Catherine here. Tabunok, which is Cebu. Northern Cebu. I have done Cebu before, but I've never done all of this. Oops, sorry. Here we go. I forgot to put it here. Here's Escalante City, and then here's the other place. So I've never gone and done this whole northern strip of Cebu Island. All of this, there's so much in there. And I'll tell you, like, if you have maybe never heard this before, but I considered Cebu as a place to live back in the day when I lived in Canada, when I was looking, because I was like, oh, I could be near a big city and I could have, beach life. I was always beach life guy. That was me. This was what I was looking for. Maybe not now because it's raining and dark and cloudy, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so Cebu was like top of mind when I was researching and looking at these maps and satellites. But what the satellites didn't tell me, and I learned in person, was that, the part where I thought I was going to live was down in here and then just drive in. And so I actually visited all of this and I was like, oh my God. A, it's super populated. And B, it's traffic from hell. Absolute traffic from hell. The infrastructure is, been there for a very, very long time. Therefore, there's no more room for more lanes or anything, yet millions and millions of more people keep moving in. And it's 2 hours to go from like one little section into, I'm trying to remember, from here to here. It could be like 2 hours. It's incredible. So that killed it for me. It killed the dream. But what I should have done, in hindsight, is gone up this way and looked at all of these areas here. Oops, sorry, gotta move it on the map. Looked at these areas here. I am very interested to know this whole section here, and perhaps up here, but less so because I think that's a much longer drive to get yourself into the city because you have to go over the mountains. But this up here, I'm just curious. And I have a curious mind. This just, regardless of it, doesn't mean I'm leaving Rojas City or anything, but it's just one of those things I would love to know. And I get more out of all the emails I get. The number one thing is Cebu. Everybody is thinking about Cebu. They ask questions about Cebu. Do I know anybody here or there or whatever? And I like to collect contacts so I can be helpful to people. And so, like, I don't really have very many for here at all. So I would love to be able to meet a lot of people and make those kind of contacts so I can at least be able to give a good advice to people. But then also experiencing yourself, I can tell people from my own perspective, not just guessing or what AI or Google is telling me, that kind of thing. I want to see it in person for myself because I don't know, there's a lot of things that can look and sound pretty, but then when you go there, you're like, but there's a big aspect of it that you don't like that you just couldn't have seen unless you went to experience it. That's what I find anyway. I hope everything is working here. Anyway, so that's the other plan. So this is a far cheaper plan to take these type of ferries, because those ferries will be about, for a bike, 22,000 pesos, 1,800 pesos, 1,500 pesos each, plus the people. The people are usually pretty cheap comparative. And that's a much shorter trip to go from, we can drive to Hui pretty quick, and then take that little ferry here, take this little ferry over here, and we're in northern Cebu. That's fantastic. Hey, look at that, Bogo City, buy one, get one free. Something like that. So anyway, I want to try all of this. I want to really explore it all. And I know there's like, a lot of people talk about this island. Somebody offered to, I think what he was saying, come skydiving with him there or whatever, but I told him, like, for me to get there without, like, at the time especially, just was impossible. But I don't know if that would be on this trip. It would be a whole trip, I think, to itself. But this is pretty interesting to me, to be able to do all of this. And it would satisfy a curiosity I've had for a very long time of what the heck is up here and what's it like to live up there and all that good stuff. So there you go. Now I'm going to let you guys have the input. and on this whole thing, because that's something I'm thinking of doing. I think it's not worth doing the Palawan right now. That's just too crazy. I spend that kind of money, $1,000, and yeah. So let's look over at your comments now. Boom, boom, boom. Roland, I love the way you were respectful to the Filipino people, never critical. Plus, you're there helping the community by employing Filipinos. Honestly, I do love Philippines culture and the Filipino people. And I think sometimes people mistaken, like if you say something about, anything, a specific person or whatever, that it has a bearing on the entire population, and it doesn't. Come on, there's people that of all cultures, all places that are probably not the best people to hang around or whatever, or negative people and stuff like that. But you'll never meet nicer, welcoming, just like genuinely happy to see you people than the Philippines people. And that you can literally say that, where you say that about certain things about other races, you're like, oh, you're putting everybody into one basket, you're being not racist but the opposite of racist, I guess, or whatever. But here in the Philippines, I challenge anybody to say that's not true. Everybody knows it's true. There's no other place in the world where you can walk down a street and everybody is like, hello, hi, here's a shot of Tandawai, and where are you from? And welcome to the Philippines, and enjoy our country. And it's just it's unimaginable anywhere else. That doesn't mean you go to a certain part of a certain area of some place that a bunch of people there might do that in other countries. Sure, but I'm talking about countrywide. That you just pop yourself in there and just walk down a road that everybody, you guaranteed that will happen. 3:40 in the morning here. Well, thank you very much, Enrico. Appreciate it very much. Thank you. Thank you for staying up. Lara starting school. Yeah, so when we went digital nomad for the half-day kindergarten or whatever, they're like, oh, it already started. So Catherine was wrong on the date. But she also started talking to the people at the school and everything. And she might decide to do, well, she already has decided, at least for kindergarten, where every day she does schoolwork now. And but come grade 1, we might just get the curriculum, and then she just gets scored every year and all that stuff. And we might do homeschooling, especially for the earlier years. Just do the homeschooling. They don't learn anything in kindergarten, so I wasn't too concerned when she said she missed the date for that. And I was like, well, half day of kindergarten, what is she doing, right? They're just going to learn how to play. But Lara, she can write her name. She's now does writes out the alphabet. Remember, she's not even in kindergarten yet, not 5. So she can write out the whole alphabet. She can do all her counting. She doesn't know math yet, but we're not there yet, but it's getting close. I think we'll be very close to actually doing the 1 + 1s and 2 + 2s and all that stuff. So yeah, it depends. If we're going to be doing a lot of traveling, so it depends on a lot of other things, then it's just not going to be possible to go to school unless, because Catherine, come on, Filipinas, are not going to allow their foreigner to go wandering around the country. It's just not going to happen. And so it will be all of us. And therefore, it makes more sense if we bring her schoolwork everywhere and do it. Spend a few hours a day on it, on the schoolwork. She's really good at learning. Lara's doing quite good. Rough Riders. Wow, Saskatchewan Rough Riders. 10-2. Wow, that's a good record. Don't see a lot of Canadian football here. Oh, I think that's getting cut off. Sorry about that. Let me fix that. It's one of these. It's this one. Yeah. And push that down. Oh, I can't. Your comment was just bigger than my screen. All right, well, I'll just read the rest. I just brought a small monitor now. We don't have the big monitor that we have at the office because I was transporting and I was like, this is going to get broken, so I bought one. Great videos, Michael. Loving family too. And thanks for sharing your life in the Philippines. We're moving to Manila soon to build our home in Bohol, beautiful place. Best wishes to Lara on her birthday. Thank you very much. A piece of heaven, Bohol. It really is a piece of heaven there. I'm going to try something. I just thought of something here. And if I move this back, one sec, guys. Is there a little bit better lighting if I do that? Which is strange because the sun should be over here. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, at least I'm looking at you when I'm looking at the comments too. And so yeah, thank you very much. I love Bohol, Panglao Island. You know, like, I love Rojas City, but to put a bar on a beach, it should have been in Bohol, in Panglao. Just unbelievable what I saw there. Raymond Smith, I have my savings. My direct express is not working here in the Philippines. Could you tell me what bank I can go to? My direct express. I don't know what direct express is, Raymond. And it depends where you live, because I went to multiple BPI banks and only one accepted me and the others all rejected me. So it's not a bank policy, it's a branch policy, and foreigners and stuff like that. So, and then same with BDO, Metro Bank. We bank with them for the Canadian Beaver. I have signing authority and everything else. I can go into it and everything. So it's getting really loud with the grinding. I hope you guys can hear that. It's not so bad, I guess. I don't think. Yeah, you can hear it cutting in and out. He better stop soon. I hope, I pray. Anyway, but they tried everything. The branch manager tried everything. This very nice lady, a very good friend of ours. She's now a branch manager at another one, but it failed. She was unable to get me a bank account there. She's like, nah, no, I'm sorry. They're just not going to take you. So there's no one answer, unfortunately. But I don't know what Direct Express is, so that's the only thing. Plans to visit in April to meet you. Thank you very much. Watching from Puerto Rico, thank you. Have you and Kat have you told Kat about Moose Jaw? Honestly, I don't remember Moose Jaw, but I didn't live anywhere near Moose Jaw. I lived 2 hours north of Leoville. So go to North Battleford and go another 4 or 5 hours north of that. And yeah, we're really far, really, really far. Finally, at age 26 with a remote job, I am moving to Davao, end of September. Yeah, Davao, I tried to go there many, many times, and you know, different things have always gotten in the way. The last one was my screw up, missing my flight, and I don't want to do that again. So eventually I will get out there. I've heard it's really beautiful. Top of the line healthcare. It's like an Iloilo with more. So like a bigger population, bigger beautiful beaches on that little island that's nearby and stuff like that. I've heard some really good things. Yeah, a resort is the number one better place. You know, everything's always at capacity everywhere. Like nobody loses money, it seems, making a resort. I don't know why. Filipinos, they will save up, they will group together, and they will pay 10,000 pesos to rent a place with a family of like 10, 15, and put them in it. And it's to me, it's mind-boggling, but for them, it's once a year, that's what they do, and there's a lot of people here, so. Hi from New York City, Philippines channels keep saying tourism is way down. What's your take? Thanks. Well, the numbers are down, but they're also down all across Asia. So I think, you know, there's a lot of countries. I'm hoping that grinding will stop soon. My gosh, that is so loud for me. Hopefully less for you guys. There's tourism is down, I think, all over, because I think there's a lot of countries in recessions. I don't think it's a big boom in a lot of places. I think cost of living has, you know, risen quite a bit, so people aren't traveling as much. But here in the Philippines, you know, we get a lot of people that are moving here permanently, so that's not about vacation. And so the fact that there's recession, the less money and everything else is actually driving more people to go, I can't retire here, I'm going to go retire Southeast Asia, that kind of thing. So I think that helps. It is rainy season, so people don't really travel this time of year here, generally. Come November, December, then we will really know, I think. But yeah, my understanding is the numbers are down. I know for a fact that like the new filming guidelines and stuff is going to have a big effect, because I have so many people that written me that said I was going to go to the Philippines to film, because they have pretty big, they have like 100,000, 200,000 subscribers, and they're travel vloggers. But this year they're going to skip the Philippines and go to the other countries, where they don't have to worry about being jailed because they can't walk down a street here and film in public, and they don't want to fuzz out every person's face, because who's going to watch that video? And so I know that's going to have an impact, because how many of you know about the Philippines because of some targeted ad campaign from the Philippines government, from tourism? I'm going to guess almost nobody, because you're probably not seeing them. Where would you see them? And yeah, so I don't know if that is what drove you here. It's vloggers. Vloggers come here. It shows up in your feed. That's how people learn everything nowadays, the social media. And so if you are going to have, especially the bigger vloggers, I'm not talking about people that come here like myself or something like that. I'm talking about the travel vloggers, the bald and bankrupt, those kind of guys. Have you guys ever seen his videos? But the people that get millions of views on their travels to a specific destination, and they might spend a week making a video. They're not going to come here to do that anymore. They've made it pretty clear that like it's too dangerous, and so that's going to be a problem, and it is going to reflect. Now the funny thing is somebody pointed out, and they were right, is Thailand has the exact same law. You can't film people in public. Do you see anybody following it in Thailand? No. But I think because of what's going on right now in the Philippines with that Vitali guy, that it's not that it's just a law, it's that they're more likely to use it right now. That people are like, I'm not going to take the risk. So that could be part of it. Anyway, look at this. Dave Simpson, $20 Canadian super chat. A little something for Lara's birthday from Dave and Gurley from Vancouver. Thank you very much. Dave and Gurley have been big supporters. Come here to the Beaver. They love Lara. They love Lara very much. Thank you very much, David. Thank you. I don't know why there's no heart on this thing, but I wanted to heart it. Okay, I think I changed the zoom on it or something. Oh, there it is. I found it. Sweet. All right. So yeah, tourism is down. I think somebody said all over the world. Tourism is just down. It is rainy season. I'm in a unique situation where I get people visiting every day, if not every second day, to Rojas City because of the vlogs and the beaver and that kind of thing. And so I didn't see any difference, obviously. So I'm seeing a lot of people, but I know that that's not representative at all. Watching from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Fantastic. Thank you very much. So say Toga, Puerto Princesa is boring and nothing to do there. So what I was going to do, though, was not about going to Puerto Princesa, although, it's beautiful and it's got resorts and everything. It was to tour the whole island. So that's just the port. And then I was going to go down and travel all the way through. But I will tell you, I had friends that lived there. They lived there for years, and they got bored. They did get bored. They're like, it's paradise, but don't live there. Vacation there. And so anyway, they ended up moving to Iloilo City because they just said, I wanted malls. I wanted, they have some small malls in Puerto Princesa, but it's like when I lived on Boracay. It's beautiful. It's got beautiful restaurants. You can, get nice food, and a lot of people come and visit and all that. But for day-to-day life, for a lot of people, they want access to a lot more. San Vicente, Palawan is gearing up to be the next. Yes, a friend of mine who is looking to build a very beautiful resort of some sort, or restaurant, or something like that. That is one of the places that he talks about. He says it's going to be the next big thing. So you weren't the first person that told me that. Hi, John from St. Catharines. Hey, who lives with a mukulet? Lara, Catherine's not here to tell me what the heck that is. Your ocean is very wavy today. Yes, it certainly is. We got a lot here today. And St. Catharines, right beside Hamilton, on the way to Niagara Falls. Hi from the Cayman Islands. Hello, beautiful place. Thank goodness. Denny, I only have one bar, but I have it on the ping. So it's pinging nonstop. And it's keeping my internet very consistent. I have extremely good internet, okay? I should let her, I'm very far away and she's got the router covered. Sorry about that noise, guys, the construction. Oh, I'm really hoping you guys don't hear it that badly. It's just really bad timing because we'll go many hours and they won't grind anything. Anytime I do a live, they got to grind, apparently. Anyway, I have this company, West Fardell, in Rojas City. And they bring in the lines from all the big companies. And then that way, if one goes down, they don't go down. They have them all. They give me fantastic. A lot of times I'm 1 gigabit here, up and down. And that's the key. They know me very well, so they know I need upload speed. And so they will always crank it up for me, even if it's not there now. And I'd be like, listen, I got to put a video up. Can you crank me up? Yes, sir, no problem. Because they give 24-hour support on Facebook Messenger to all their customers. So if your internet ever goes down or anything, you just write them, and instantly one of the technicians who's on call will write you back and say, okay, let's walk through this. I can see on my end it's fine. Go up and reset the router, that kind of thing. So it's been really, really cool being with them. Really cool. Oh, so sad about that grinding. I do have the noise cancellation on. I'm hoping it's working. I think it is. Oh no, you guys can hear that. Oh, sorry. I'm going to do this for now. Yeah, there's no getting around it. It is incredibly loud. And it's right next door. Here, I'll show you. I don't know if I can. Their house is almost done. Yeah, right over there. See that? See, it's all painted now. It's quite nice. But they're almost done. But yeah, the noise cancellation is not taking it all away. What if I drop that? Whoa, I heard that. I normally don't have the headset in. Oh, CDO, Health Insurance in the Philippines. There you go. Hey, there's Michael Onstad. You guys all know him. He's the guy that all the expats use for health insurance here in the Philippines, especially if you want to have a plan that doesn't have any deductibles. So if you just want to go in there and everything's direct bill and done, Michael Onstad, he's the man. Link's always in my description because everybody asks me. Like the biggest question. No, rentals is the biggest question. Second biggest question is health insurance. So thank you very much, Michael. So CDO is where, oh, come on, Michael. What's wrong with my memory sometimes? Especially in the morning with that grinding in my ear. Anyway, check out my CDO videos, and then you'll know all about CDO and who I'm going to be talking about for, oh, somebody help me out here. I can't remember I'm trying to remember the YouTube channel name, and it's just killing me here. It's killing me here. I have a board here that has noise cancellation. Then my DJI receiver has noise cancellation, but it's extremely loud. Like if I turn it off, you guys can really hear what it's like to be me. Oh, it's even worse than that, actually. That doesn't even sound that bad. It's extremely loud in person. See what I mean? Look at the difference. You can still hear it, but it's nowhere near as bad. So, yeah, I've got all the technology I could possibly put on this thing, I think, and still deal with it. Anyway, CDO, there you go. If you're in CDO area, Michael Onstad will be coming to your area. Health insurance in the Philippines on Facebook. Link is always in my description anyway. And you guys can go and hang out with him. He does expat meetups. So you should try it. Luke the Great. Great day from Antique. Hey, Luke. You should come visit sometime, by the way. We have some friends coming from Antique in a couple days, I think. Yeah, for Lara's birthday. I'm going to the Philippines in January. John, there you go. Fantastic. Hello from Tall Guy. It's the tall guy from Melbourne, Australia. Aren't you all tall? No, I'm just kidding. Nice to see you again. For those people in their 20s and 30s, you don't have to wait and retire. Just take internet intent and planning. It's true. Nowadays, you know, there's a lot of thought you can put into a lot of things. And, you know, like, what is a job going to be in 5 years for most people? Not plumbers, not electricians. You know, those are the next millionaires, if you ask me. But what are jobs going to be like? I don't know. It's probably going to be like that Ready Player One, if you know what I mean. It's going to be there'll be a whole other economy virtually, and you'll plug into a virtual world and you'll work at a bakery there for fake things, or you'll work in a, you know, it's going to be crazy. There's not going to be a lot of factory jobs. There's not going to be any call centers. There's not going to be anything when it comes to that stuff, and things are going to be different. A lot of people putting thought to that these days. How long is the island itself? Palawan? Oof. I don't know, pretty far. It's actually, nothing's that far. I know from Palawan, it's only about 10 or 12 hours top to bottom, drive-wise. And it's a long one compared to the rest of the country. But we're about 10 hours. Actually, Panay is about that, too. I think it's about 10 hours through the whole thing. Unfortunately, not to your area, but Boracay. Well, Boracay is only a 3-hour drive from here, so not that far. Central Coast, California. Can't wait to visit next year. Fantastic. Yeah, well, Catherine wants to, that's one of her places that she desperately would love to visit. And so that's one of hers. But we are going to Thailand. We don't have a plan yet, other than saving. Because of my kidneys, you know. No, hang on, guys. Sorry, my camera just went off on me, and I don't know why. I'm going to get that corrected right away. Oh, my camera went all weird. Hang on a sec, guys. Got to get that sorted. I'm super zoomed in, and I don't know why. A little malfunction there. Let me get this straight. Let me lock it in. And I hope that grinding stops soon. Oh my gosh. I'll try to hide it even more, but I think I just added an echo chamber to it. Anyway, so what were we saying? Yeah, Japan. Yeah, Japan is one of the places that Catherine wants to go. But with Thailand, because of my kidney disease, that I think I'm going to do the stem cells. And there's not really any way to reverse other than stem cells, other than that, or transplant, obviously. And so stem cell therapy there is $4,000. So that's something we're going to save for. I'm also going to get my crowns done finally here in Thailand also. I looked here and it's just incredibly expensive for that type of dental work here. For Thailand, it's much better price. And so that's a plan that we're going to be doing eventually once we save up enough. Beaver takes all our money right now, so we got to deal with that situation to stop it from taking all our money, and then we can focus on saving enough to get out of here and go into Thailand and get that done. And, you know, visit Thailand, of course. Lara would love to see elephants and all that good stuff, but we're going for that real goal. I don't usually put myself as a priority on a lot of things. I'll put them as a priority, but I just said, I got to do this, or I won't be here for them. So, yeah. That's going to be something I'm going to get done at a place that has been recommended by other people who have had it, have had like incredible results from the stem cell therapy. They literally look like they're 12 years younger, you know, incredibly, just so fast too. I think it would be good, and we should all pay for it to see your videos there. What's that? Wait, You're paying for Japan? We all should. I have a feeling not everybody's going to agree on that. Are you on the beach? Yes, this is where we live. We live right here on the beach. This is our home. Don't mind the light there, but our home is right here. It's just a little Kubo-looking house, but it's got air conditioning and everything, and did a lot of work to make it look like the way it is. And lots of cool videos to show you the whole process. Have you been to Boracay? I lived there for 8 months, John Ross. That's the first place I lived in the Philippines. And then I moved to Iloilo City for a year and 8 months. It got very boring. Right now, rent a scooter. Yeah, so that was the other option, was to rent one. But then where do we put all our luggage? We're going to spend, say, 2 weeks there, 3 people. So that's the reason, because we're going to travel the whole island. We're not staying in Puerto Princesa and just driving around in circles. No, we were going to take off and do the whole place. So it was more likely a car rental. Our scooter, we have all the mounts on the sides for side bags, and then the mount in our big bag that goes in the back, that we could have done it with our scooter. That's why I was talking about that. Hope to get, I think we're at like 550 more subscribers, and we finally hit the 100K. You know, the crazy thing is I never really focused on Facebook before. That's where I share if there's a rental available and, clips and stuff like that. But we don't really do much like YouTube on Facebook. But oh my God, we were at 93,000 when I was at like 97,000 here on YouTube, and we're now at 102,000 on Facebook. So we grew 9,000 subscribers in the same time I grew 2,000 here. It is growing like leaps and bounds on Facebook. And I think just 2 days ago, we had 500,000 views in a single day on Facebook. I'm shocked, absolutely shocked. Facebook doesn't pay very much, just so you know. It's not like YouTube. Getting 500,000, you can get 5 million views on Facebook, and you're like, oh, I can buy a coffee. I'm exaggerating, but it's nowhere near. I'd have never had 5 million views, but that's not the point. Yeah, that's true. Now, scooters are not that expensive to rent, but again, we're taking it over the whole island, and so we need all the luggage stuff. Let's do it this November to Disneyland in Japan for Lara. Oh, I definitely want to take her to Disneyland, and definitely that alone is expensive. Let's be honest. Catherine got all the paperwork, but I think she did nothing with the passport. To be honest, she's got all the PSA and everything, but I don't think she's thought about it again. So Lara doesn't have a passport. I watch all your videos afterwards due to the time difference, but big hi, you and your channel from Toronto and Buffalo. Thank you very much, Elmo. Yeah, this is, sometimes I do the night one, then sometimes I do the day one. And this is a weekday, so I wasn't even sure how well this go, but how many people are going to be up on a Monday night. But I appreciate you are here. Don't they have small aircraft to go island hopping? Not really. If you're rich and you have your own helicopter, yeah, you can do a lot here. There is some smaller airports here if you have a private plane, but no, there really is nothing. You can fly to Puerto Princesa, don't get me wrong, and you can fly to El Nido, but the flights are a little more expensive. Then you rent the car, that kind of thing, and so I'm pretty sure if I looked at it, it's about the same price as a ferry. In this case, but like for example, when we were looking at Siargao, and it was I think 35,000 round trip. No, 38,000 pesos for the 3 of us round trip. So $1,000 Canadian to take a flight that's like an hour and a half from here. Well, you'd have to go from Iloilo. It's just a destination that's so popular right now that, it's, they can get it because they can get it. And then they do. They get it. It's big money, man. Big money. So there's certain places here where it's just not worth it. You used to be able to get flights so cheap, but it's really rare now. It's only around $300 for flights from Clark. Yeah. Clark is a fantastic airport and everything. and hotel for 7 days, 400 with tickets to Disney. Really? Catherine, if you're watching, she might be. She's over in the house right now, but she's got her asthma mask in. That sounds incredible. Good evening from New Jersey. Sorry for joining. Paul, thank you very much for being a member, and you can be late all the time. Ronald, man. I appreciate you very much, but I don't want anybody. You know what's going to happen is I'm going to get a bunch of YouTube channels that are going to say, oh, Mike the e-beggar. Mike's begging for money so he can go to Japan. I didn't, so please be careful. I don't want to get nailed in those people. I'd say go to the Cebu route and explore the north of the island. 4 a.m. here. Sit up to watch you. Thank you very much. Always worth the effort as you give good content. Looking forward to, oh, there it is, to January 2026. Thank you so much. I think that's the one. It makes sense. And I do need to go there and do that. I'll still do the other thing eventually, but yeah. Do any of your family members back to Canada? Yeah, so I have like my two grown-up sons. One of them, I think, yeah, he does, because he's written me saying he wanted to work here though. Like he works, I think, Toyota. Yeah, unless something changed. It's been a while, like a few months since he's contacted me. He's 28, 29 now? 28, 99, so. What year is it again? 25? 27? I'm terrible at this. I'm sorry. 1999. Anyway, so he works at Toyota Manufacturing, I think, so as an electrician. And so he makes great money there. And he asked if he could work here and everything and work. And I was like, no, you're not going to be able to do any of that, my friend. I'm sorry. My son, whatever. So, but no, my mother lives in Panama. And so, yes, she watches sometimes. But my other family passed away. So my father and my brother passed away. Now it's been 2 years. Yeah, it's been 2 years now. And so that's it. So yeah, they watch sometimes. The ones I have. James Santos, I lived in the Philippines for 8 years when I was in my 30s. For anyone who has never been, you should definitely go. Don't give it a second thought. Yeah, exactly. Come and try it out, for sure. I think y'all love it anyway. I shouldn't say that. I made a whole video explaining some people are not going to love it here, and some people don't belong here because they're just not going to be happy here because this is not what, they're ultra modern. They need all the conveniences, and even BGC, they'll find things to just constantly complain about. It can't be for everybody. But if you're the type of person that goes to vacation in Mexico, Costa Rica, Colombia, all that kind of stuff, you're going to absolutely love it here if you love it there. So, and you'll love it even more here because you're going to love how the people here are just so nice and inviting and welcoming. Oh, good to know. There we go. Well, that's the area I'm going to be heading. So we were talking about earlier, if you joined a little later, about doing a trip and northern Cebu and checking from the city all the way around, do a whole tour of that whole area. There we go. Somebody here actually knows something from that area. Fantastic. Hi, Mike from New Zealand. We'll visit the Beaver February. Hope to catch up. Thank you very much. Jonesy TV. Drive over to Negro Occidental, take the ferry to Cebu, then the ferry to Leyte. Yeah, that's another one, but you don't go to Leyte in typhoon season. That's my rule. I will go in the warm season because we can actually go to Samar and all that too. Is we can go to Masbate and then take the ferry off from the far end of Masbate right into that whole area in Samar and Leyte and do all that stuff. But yeah, now you wait till the typhoons are done. That's the Pacific side, right, where they get slammed. Beautiful place, but the more beautiful a place, the more deadlier stuff seems to happen in those. By the way, I think he's done. I think he's done grinding, or he's on lunch. I hope so. Have you thought about starting a fish farm or a piggery? Yeah, now that we did on other things, no. That's stretched too thin. And people that have started piggeries, fish farms, that kind of stuff, for the vast majority of them, they've all said that they wish they hadn't. Or they lost a lot of money in it, that kind of thing. So, yeah. Good evening from Vegas. I prefer your blogs and interviews versus people who used to just film walking street over and over. Yeah, yeah, same here. Like, there's a little bit of entertainment to it one time or twice, that kind of thing. It gives you perspective, I guess. But I look for people that are trying to find, yeah, the other thing. I know, like, the noise is back there, right? But it is so loud and it's echoing off of the guy's concrete walls. So I'm not sure there is a place, but I'll try this way. Yeah, so thank you. Yeah, it is loud to me. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was hoping, Ronald. And when I put on the headphones, it does seem to be that way. So. Yeah, the audio blips, I'm pretty sure that is to do with the fact that I've got two background noise removers going on at the same time. And so it's, as the background noise is being trying to be filtered out, it's cutting me out. Hello from San Francisco, California. Hello, hello. Hello, Michael. See you after I move from Oregon to Iloilo, January. Fantastic. Lone Ranger. Let's see. First time subscriber, currently in Chiang Mai, visiting from Washington, D.C. Well, I'm looking forward to Chiang Mai because that's where the elephants are, and that's what Lara's going to want to see. Thank you very much, Fly Me to the Philippines. How is it that I couldn't remember Fly Me to the Philippines? Insane, right? Anyway, and CDO, that's right. I'm still way behind on comments, I know. We'll go hi from Victoria, BC. From Navy Chief Troy and Lady Di. Fantastic. Nice to see you guys. Watching from Scarborough, Ontario. Been watching for years. Keep up the very informative. Thank you very much. Thank you. Was at the Beaver last year? Yes, I remember. 406 Speedway. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you. Hey, Mike, long-time watcher. We'll be coming back to the Philippines in May. Planning on stay for 3 to 4 months, and we'll visit the Beaver. Great channel you have with lots of info. Thank you very much. Brantford, Ontario. Ooh, just got home from pickup hockey. There you go. Wayne Gretzky's hometown, Brantford, Ontario. Are you trying to get me to say the word a boot? But I say about. I don't say a boot. You are back. I am David Price. Hello, hello. Direct your Facebook over to YouTube. I know, right? I do. Well, that's literally what Facebook purpose is come and watch the video here. So we'll give them a short clip and say, watch the whole video, come to YouTube. So I do that. But here in the Philippines, Facebook is life. So a lot of people will have Facebook as their number one, not YouTube. YouTube is, yes, still out of all the world, more people per capita are on YouTube in the Philippines, but my audience is mostly foreigner, right? Because 83% of my audience is not in the Philippines. And so, yeah, I guess it just doesn't translate the same. What people are looking for on Facebook, not always the same as YouTube. If I can get 500,000 views on a single video, or in one day, sorry, maybe not a single video, but on my video views on one day can be 500,000, and it takes me like 15 days here to get the same amount of views. It's clearly different. What water do you drink? The big blue bottles, or do you buy mineral water? Yeah, I just buy the big blue bottles. We have a machine, we put it in. I have a Brita water filter though, but we don't use it that often. I should use it more because I've tested the water in the bottles before and it's not that great, so. Yes, I have, but only because, yes, they don't take as much. Like, for example, people super chat here, YouTube's taking, 50% of that, right? And I think on Kick, it's like 20%, something like that. But my audience isn't there. Kick is generally younger audience and video game audience, meme culture, whatever. There's different ones, but it's just not my audience. It's not there. So I would go there if my audience was there. They're just not there. Have you ever thought about Hong Kong, Ocean Park, Disneyland? So my friend was the head of the construction company. He's now retired in Iloilo. I have a video of his beautiful house he custom built when he retired. And he built that actually. So, yep, I definitely have considered it. And I have a feeling he might even have somebody pull strings to get me tickets, maybe. So it'd be a consideration. I think some of these are repeating here, or remember I had to refresh, so I think it fell out of order or something, but I think so. You have kidneys? All the videos. Well, when I came to the Philippines and I got the health insurance, right, they send you for a medical. And so this is the part I might question just for a minute, but I won't because of the other side. Anyway, I never had kidneys as far as I knew, right? All my medical checks. Before I left Canada, I got the whole shebang done before I left, right? All my blood work, urine, everything. I did everything. And I've always had high blood pressure since I was like 24. I was diagnosed with high blood pressure, like hypertension. And so they put me through every test in the world. Some people are born with it. And so anyway, that's it. So I took my blood pressure meds and all that. But then when I got to Iloilo and I got the health insurance stuff with Michael Onstad, then I had to go to their doctor to get the medical exam done. And when I did that, the lab test came back saying I have stage 2 kidney disease. And I was shocked. I was like, what? I do not. But what I used to think was back pain, when you get that lower back, when you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, and you blame the bed, especially here in the Philippines, you're going to blame the bed. You're like, oh, that mattress, or whatever. If it's in the lower back, that's your kidneys. And I never thought of it that way. And so anyway, the doctor's like, you got to start taking these 3 times a day, 2 pills per time, so 6 of them a day. And they're like amino acids and keto analog things because there's no way to reverse it. Well, that was until stem cells came along, and now cells can be regenerated with stem cells. So stem cell therapy is literally the only way, because kidneys do not heal. You can put less pressure on, less stress on them, that kind of thing, but they don't, not like your liver or anything, or your lungs. When you stop doing whatever was hurting it, it'll grow back. So yeah, so that's the thing. And they got worse and worse recently. And so that where I was like, I got to make this a priority, or others. I may not be around. As a foreigner, you cannot get any transplants in this country. I'll tell you right now. It is illegal for a foreigner to get a transplant in the Philippines. And so even if you have a donor, your brother, whatever, says, hey, I'll give you one of my kidneys, they cannot give it to you here. And if you're a Canadian like me, you can't go back home to Canada to do it either, because you have to be back home for at least 3 months to get your health care again. Hi, Mike. Watching from Texas. My husband is always watching your blog. Plan to visit your restaurant soon when we get back to the Philippines. God bless. Thank you very much. Looking forward to it. Hi, it's Paul from the Gold Coast. Hello, Paul. Nice to see you again. Yeah, so I did explain that. I had to come back. I said it for Lara, and the hard work for you do for others, but it's on me, not you. I know, Ronald. I know why you did it. But you know what? Some of these guys, logic doesn't always matter. They just want to attack somebody else if they're doing well, and they're not doing as well, for example. There's always going to be those people. Hi, from New York vloggers. Always say they don't watch other channels. Who are your I watch. I'm like everybody else. YouTube will give me all kinds of new channels all the time. And therefore, if I see the topic is something I'm going to be interested in, I watch it. And I may not remember all the channel names. I barely do, actually. I meet a lot of YouTubers, and I will watch a lot of theirs. If they come here or whatever, I'll watch them. But again, if the topic's interesting to me, I don't have, I watch Regular Guy. I used to watch Regular Guy all the time. When he does the live streams just chatting, I may not, because I love his storytelling. So that's my thing for him, is the storytelling of it. But for the most part, I don't have any specifics. I don't have to. YouTube just literally gives you log in, and it's just it's all Filipino streamers. They know, but I also watch a lot of other things. I love history. I love economics. And so there's some great channels for economics that I'm subscribed to, so they always show up. And some geopolitics stuff, but not. I don't like politics, like the negative side of politics or whatever. But I like understanding like the motivations behind a lot of things and stuff. But I love everything to do with AI technology. And what else is my other thing? Oh, I love like the sciences to the molecular level and stuff like that, and quantum physics. So I'm very, very spread, but I don't have a lot of time to watch a lot of YouTube. So there's that too. So yeah, it's not like I'm closet watching. I freely would tell people if I was watching something. Um, yeah. Right, Enrico? Exactly. And unfortunately, because we're close to the road where our house is, like our bed's faces that way, we get the noisy mufflers and stuff like that. And so what I have is literally a recording of this played over my Bluetooth speaker that I keep right by our ear, and we put that on all night. And so we sleep like babies when we have that on. Being an expat in Costa Rica and enjoying Costa Rica. I'm sure I'll love the Philippines anymore. Yeah, many similarities. Look like people are nicer and the money goes further. And they can speak English, exactly. So I've been to Tamarindo, like staying and living. My mother retired there for a period of time, 10, 15 years, I think it was, in Tamarindo, Costa Rica. But we spent a lot of time, we would travel around when I visit them. And I really, really, really enjoyed Costa Rica. But 100%, there are friendly people in Costa Rica, but not like here. There are people that speak English, but not like here. The money was getting expensive. Where in Tamarindo, for example, Calista Flockhart and Harrison Ford, right? Star Wars. They were literally living, they had a house, beach house, right around the corner from my parents' restaurant where they had it, and they would even eat at their parents' restaurant. And so when you see them in town, the cost of living was going up all the time. That was 15 years ago. Pretty crazy. Mike, are you saying I shouldn't build in Bye-Bye? Did I say that? I don't know what Bye-Bye City. I don't know what Bye-Bye City is, but this is we live on the Bye-Bye here, which is a beach, right? But I don't know if that's city. Maybe you mean city, Norman. I'm not sure what you mean. Yes, that was David. Abba David. That was him. Makes the marble art. Yeah, he does an amazing job, eh? Incredible. Some people are just incredible. Very focused. Just love it. Hey, weird. I had to jump on my computer. Well, I'm glad you did. Anyway, hello from San Diego. Love when you wear that hat representing. Oh, San Diego. Wait, this is the Canadian one, right? Yeah. I have them. And I don't know. No, I don't think it was yourself there, but oh, you'll be there in a year or so. So somebody just brought me new San Diego hats, pink one, and I think it was black. I think it was a black one. I've seen them. I saw them last night with the notepads and everything. Your names are on the notepads. I just don't have it in front of me, but I will give you a shout out when I get it in front of me again. Want to see elephants in Chiang Mai? I recommend Elephant Nature Park. They are completely ethical. Yeah, I do want to have something like that. That's fantastic. Oh, here comes Lara. Come on up, baby. Up in your face too. Which part of Toronto did you call home? I kind of moved around a lot, but Mississauga, Kitchener, Waterloo, lived in Barrie, Brantford for a bit, that kind of thing. Say hello to everybody.
Hi.
Hey, what you been doing? Coloring?
No.
No, you were doing spelling.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were writing the alphabet?
Yeah.
And you got in trouble?
Yeah.
Yeah, what did you get in trouble for? Tell everybody what you did. Tell everybody what you did.
I was rolling now. Mommy hurt me.
Yeah. By the way, hurting her feelings is hurting. And what did you get in trouble for? You going to tell everybody what you did? And she's showing you. So here is this long. But she takes scissors and she's been cutting her bangs a lot. Oh, you can't even see you, baby. Look at that. It's so dark. Let's try the other way. Let's try this way. You see anything here?
Hi.
Let's see. Let's see. But the problem is we're going to have that grinding noise maybe. Oh, we can see you a little bit better, I think. A little bit better. Anyway, so yes, Lara, oh, careful, don't touch that. Lara got in trouble this morning from her mom because she took scissors and cut at her bangs. And she keeps doing that. It's like your third or fourth time doing that. Can't do that, baby. Can't do that. Right? No more? Not going to do that no more? All right. Hello, Michael from New Mexico. Finally finished all of your videos from oldest to newest. I like that challenge. More people should do that challenge. I don't think that's helping. I don't think that angle is helping at all. Okay, Lara, don't be a baby on it. Come on. We're just in the dark. I feel bad that it's so dark, guys. Watching from rainy South Florida. By the way, White Earp, thank you very much. That's pretty cool. Yeah, you guys can't see us at all if I do that. All right, I'll put it back. All right. That's a bit better. Avoid salty foods and sodas. Yeah, so salt, no pop, no beer. Just healthier foods. Healthy foods, cooked healthily. New subscriber from Mina, Nevada. Book tickets from Manila on November 17th for dental care, then scuba diving. Oh, there you go. I went to Manila and the prices I was quoted in 3 different dental places was just outrageous. Outrageous, like American prices. And so I was like, okay, never mind. Charles has just said, Lara, you have the right to remain silent and seek legal counsel. Right? Oh, the thing is she gets less judgment from me. Her mother is strict. Filipino mothers are very strict. And it's, that's well balanced. I feel like that's well balanced. That you need somebody that will, you can't both be bad cop, you can't both be good cop either. So it's a very good balance anyway. So I wouldn't have been too harsh on her anyway. I spoil her, but I think that's normal, right? Daddy girl, mama's boy sort of thing. And so I spoil her and Catherine puts her back in line. All right? Mommy, your boss? Yeah. Mommy's her boss. Thank you very much. Say thank you, Charles.
Thank you.
Good girl. Charles? Say Charles. Charles. His name is Charles. Thanks, Charles. Simpsons are amazing. Yeah, exactly. Everything is gonna change dramatically. I don't know if you guys heard that mic off, hot mic between the president of Russia and China, both talking. They were talking about transplants. They're like, soon they're gonna be able to grow every organ, and then you could just transplant them every few years, like decades or whatever it is, and be young again. Like technology is gonna get crazy. Absolutely going to get crazy. Hey, look at this. You know what Ralph just said? Can you believe Ralph said this? Ralph says that Lara should have Jollibee. Did you know that? Do you like Jollibee?
Yeah.
Yeah? What's your favorite thing at Jollibee? What's your favorite thing at Jollibee?
Chicken.
Chicken? Like chicken, banana. Chicken, banana. 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 Right? All right. She's kind of doing like the bait. Say thank you, Ralph. Thank you, Ralph.
Thank you, Ralph.
Yay. Remember, you're a big girl, though, not a baby, right?
Yep.
You're going to be... How old are you going to be? Your birthday's in a few days. How old are you going to be? Tell everybody. How old are you going to be? Well, that's how old you are now. How old are you going to be? How old are you going to be? How old are you going to be on your birthday?
September 11.
Yeah, but how old? Not going to be 4 anymore, right?
Yep.
What are you going to be?
5.
5. Yeah, you're just being a little silly right now, eh? Yeah, you are. You're being a little silly. Yep. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Gus. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Gus. That was nice of you. Yeah, I'm not rich or anything, though. Hey, if you're rich, you can get anything you want. It's going to be black market, probably, and probably from prisoners or something. But, yeah. Oh, the sun's coming back, so we should have enough light soon. All right. Yeah, so Michael, the reason is we got black clouds. So the sun is over here, but then black clouds came. And so it's going over the clouds and hitting over here and brighten me up. But my whole setup, unfortunately, is here. But you can see the sun is actually here. And but the clouds are covering most of it. And I do have to trim this tree a bit so that I get more. But yeah. And everybody likes this. Everybody wants to see this, you know? Isn't that kind of the point? So I just have my whole setup here right now. And normally we can have this setup and it's pretty good. But nice. Emmanuel, my granddaughter always cut her bangs when she was younger. She's now a licensed cosmetologist. There you go. I told her, like, my oldest son, when he was young, he had a nervous tick. And he would pick out these little hairs that are here. He would pick them out one at a time. And he'd make himself bald right here. He grew out of it, right? Like it was like a nervous tick thing. Like he never felt like he fit in with the other kids. And, you know, the school would give him a hard time when it came to, what do you call it? They said he had ADHD and all this stuff. They wanted to drug him. We refused. I was ready to go fist with those doctors, or well, one doctor, and then all the school, and they're pushing so hard. And I'm like, he's in kindergarten. And they're like, oh yeah, he needs to be drugged. I'm like, I'm not drugging my kid. He's in kindergarten. They will grow out of it. They're hyper. But they wanted desperately to drug him. And I was willing to take him out of school if I had to. But anyway, so, but he grew out of it. They all grow out of it. Let's not overly worry about it, right? Oh, you guys are talking to each other there. Okay, good. From Regular Guy, is an interesting character. I only fear his future. He doesn't look in good shape recently. Oh, I haven't seen him recently. I saw like he was doing a live, but I didn't click it. You know how it previews it? And he was sitting in Valencia on a step. I guess he was waiting for a date or something like that. And he was just chatting on a live. I didn't see anything there that made me worry, but I've never met the guy. Love to meet him. He's a fellow Canadian, you know. Even becoming Filipino coolest, he'll be like so close to our city and then just skip us. I'm like, oh, so close. Because I'd love to meet that guy. I wrote him when I was thinking of coming to the Philippines. Like now, I have a totally another reason to look up to the guy, right? The guy literally had the government make him a law to allow him to get dual citizenship. And so he is a dual citizen in the Philippines, which nobody else has because they made him a law just for him. So that's incredible, and talk about something to look up to, because I would love that one day, be able to do that too. That'd be amazing. And many people think, it's funny how many people write me and they think that, oh yeah, but I'm going to marry my wife and I can get citizenship. And yeah, there is a way and all that stuff, but you have to renounce your existing citizenship. Now I know Frank, I didn't watch it because it was after the fact, but Frank and Fal, he had said something like that it's possible for him, if you're married to a Filipino, after 5 years, he can get a citizenship, but I don't know if it's dual. And if they're talking about renouncing your current citizenship in order to get Philippine citizenship, well, that's always been there, and it used to be 10 years. If maybe it's down to 5, I haven't watched it. I'm just going to ask Frank. Give me the short version, not the 3-hour version. No worry about Lara. She's a great kid already. Speaks, understands better English than many 10-year-olds. So by the time she's 16, she'll be trilingual. Oh, she's already trilingual. So she speaks Karaya, Karaya, Ilonggo, English. And so when she goes to school, she'll learn Tagalog. It's required in this country. She'll have 4. And I teach her a little bit of Spanish, a little bit of French already. So we'll see. I'm not any other. I do know some French. Canada, you're required to know some French. And Spanish, well, if you spend a lot of time in the United States and that kind of thing, you're going to learn some. But yeah, oh, bye-bye Leyte. Okay. Now I understand, but I don't remember what you were saying in there. But yeah, the beach in Leyte is really beautiful, but also the typhoons do love that area, that whole the east coast of the Philippines, just where they all go. So I'll wait till after. I will be coming to visit for sure. I want to go there. Hey, Philippines, Philipec, there's Steven. Steven, we were just talking about Puerto Princesa, and I was just saying about you guys got kind of bored there and ended up moving to Iloilo City, that it is like vacation living, and eventually you might want more. There you go. James Santos, Costa Rican, cost of living is out of control. Totally. Yes, that's true. Hello, Mike. You and your doing fine. God bless you and your family. Thank you very much from Australia. Hi, Laura. Oh, look at that, Lara. You have a friend from Namibia in Africa. That's awesome. Have you tried to learn Tagalog? Yeah, I counting and stuff like that. Catherine speaks it very rarely, only if she's in a dialect, like an area that doesn't have the dialect. But she speaks Karaya to her mother, daughter, that kind of thing. And then she speaks Ilonggo to everybody here in Rojas City. She doesn't want me to learn Ilonggo because she says then I'll know everything. She's a gatekeeper on that kind of thing. But, I could just learn. I could just be like, I'm going to my lessons. She'll be like, what? Yep, going to my lessons, going to learn. The thing is when I lived in Albania, before I lived in the Philippines, I lived in Albania, and I had residency there. And the thing is when you're in a country like Albania, if you don't speak Greek and you don't speak Italian, and it's really mostly Greek, then you have to learn Albanian. There's just no way to communicate with anybody. And so I had to learn a lot of Albanian. I don't remember that much anymore, to be honest. It's been, almost 4 years. But if I was speaking to somebody who was Albanian, I would catch it pretty quick. So that year required me, you had to have a business too to get residency or a job. And I didn't want to get a job, so I opened a photography studio. And I set it up in the main square, like in the main part of the town. I had a really good studio. It was really cool. Like, I had a big 50-inch TV that faced out in one of the windows that showed my photography of the people that I photographed there. And I couldn't get people to, it's a very poor country, so people weren't really going to pay very much money if they wanted a photo shoot. And I was like, oh, just sign model releases, I'll use it for stock photography. I never did use it for stock photography. I was going to do a gallery, all this, but I just did it for my visa. I'd done photography for many years and made a lot of money doing it through the years. But there it was just like, oh, I'll just take pictures for fun. And so next thing you know, I had families coming to get me photos, get their kids to take photos. And I'd just say, you know what, I'm going to pay you. So I'd pay people. And we do some cool photos that if you look on iLive on Instagram, live, I think it's iLive photo. You can see I did some pretty cool photos. They're interesting, artistic, that kind of thing. Like being, for me, I just love to create. Nowadays people just make everything with AI. You would never even bother anymore. But I enjoyed it a lot. I did enjoy doing it back then. So I got way off topic. So I had to learn to speak the language. Very few people spoke any English. Come to the Philippines. Everybody speaks English. They will speak English to you. They will say, sure, they say salamat, salamat po, that kind of thing, but they're going to say hello. Right? Filipinos say hello to each other, and then you'll see that like even a lot of Filipinos will speak English to themselves, like to their friends and stuff. It's quite common. All the laws, all the signs, everything is in English. There's nothing to force you to learn another language, unlike when I was in Albania. And so everybody, and then a lot of times they'll literally say, oh, I get to practice my English when I'm around you. So they're like thanking you because they can practice. What's the attrition rate? Probably the same as it was. Like I worked at a restaurant in the West when I was young. Yeah, it's, you know, some people, they last 3 days, 4 days, and they're like, yeah, it's too much work. And then other people will make it months. You know, there's a lot of competition when you're in a strip of restaurants. So they might work 3 months and then they quit and go work for the competition. You know, we had some that had been there since the beginning, and now we're down to, I think, only one, maybe two. I think two since the beginning now. Yeah, but just a month ago or whatever, we could have said that we had 3 or 4, which is like 30-40% from the beginning. Yeah, it's not good. It changes never ending here, but I think that's the whole industry. And then also we can't compete. Like a lot of people are like, they're young people too, and so they want to go work in Boracay. Even though it's less money, it's more cooler to go work in Boracay, and it's more fun to go and leave your family and go do that, and maybe go and work in Manila, that kind of thing. So you're competing with a lot of variables. But yeah, it's, you know, and some people are just have greater work ethic and some don't, and some have big ambitions, some don't. There's so many things. Hi everyone, sending love from Winnipeg, Winterpeg. That's what you meant to say, Winterpeg. See you in November. Panay Snowbird, hello from Toronto. Nice to see you again. Did the Philippines have total loot? Yes, it was incredible. Catherine took some amazing photos, total red. It was just, woof, and then nothing. It was so cool. Christian says, hi Michael, from the center of Rojas City. I found a nice little studio, but haven't yet seen another expat living in the center. Always saw some when I was near the beach bar. Yeah, like the thing is like I know of apartments that are available in the city center where we rent the office across from SM. But I think my videos, I live the life. I talk about how I love living on the beach. And so everybody who comes here wants to live near the beach. But there are fantastic places in Pueblo. There's fantastic places downtown. Like, you know, you can get, you know, a place with a pool and, you know, a condo and that kind of thing. And you get houses, like in the far end of the city, there's some big like houses that are well furnished and really modern that are only 15,000 pesos a month. But people would rather spend far more to live that much closer to the beach. It's just, it's part of the dream. A lot of people share the same dreams as I think. You do remind me a bit of Gilligan these days on that beach setting. Yeah, but it's a little more than a 3-hour tour, isn't it? Yeah. Nice. Hi, Michael from Ontario, Canada. And Anastasia Evans, nice to see you. Thank you. I would like to go back to the Philippines. I was at San Miguel Naval Station. Oh, Capas Tarlac Naval Station in Subic Bay when the mountain erupted there, Mount Pinatubo. Yeah. Come on back. That's living in the Philippines. Went back to meet you again, but you are hard to catch. I made a lot of new Filipino friends like Jojo, Mimi, and Josh. Oh, they are great people. Yeah, and if you come to the Beaver, like I'm usually editing, so I'm at the office, or I'm doing this live right now. Somebody was at the Beaver, they're like, Michael's not here. So we're editing that. Family time is still important, so often we'll come here and we'll have dinner here, even though we have a restaurant. It's to maintain balance in your life, right? Like we're gonna just sit at a bar all day long, and so we will have our family time too in all the things that we do, right? And I get invited to some things I'm just not going to record because, well, there'd be a boring video. But yeah, like it could be like a meeting with some business heads or here or something like that. And so there's things that I do here that I can't be. So if you come to the bar, if you don't say, can you ask Michael if he's available to come in? Then I won't know. Like I can see on the CCTV, there's a guy there and I'll say, did he ask to see me? And they'll say, no, sir. Okay. And I'll just let it go. No problem. But then they say afterwards, oh yeah, I waited, but I never saw you once. And I'm like, oh, So do me a favor. You're coming and you want to say hello, please let the staff know to contact me and see if I can pop in. Because I'd want to. I'd love to say hello and talk. I learn so much from other people's experiences. Usually it's hard to learn a different language in the Philippines because there are so many. Usually you pick up on small things. Yeah. And it's not like I don't understand more. I definitely understand more. My ability to understand what people are saying is definitely there. I'm trying to shrink this a bit. Hey, it worked. Look at that. I got it working. It's definitely there. It's not like I don't know what it's talking about. When there's a conversation going on, I know what the topic is. I know what they're. I get the gist of it. I just don't know the specifics of it. But you learn so many words without knowing how to speak the full sentence, if that makes sense. And so it doesn't take long to catch on what people are saying. And I'll be like, what are you guys talking about me? And they'll all just laugh at me. And they'll be like, you're not supposed to know this. I'm like, I know what you're saying. All right, good night, James. Got to get my 12-year-old to school in the morning. All right, good night. Thank you very much for joining. I went to Valencia for 2 weeks. I saw 3 other foreigners. The thing about, was that Valencia City? Is that a different one than one that Dumaguete? Because that's not a city. So I don't know that one, but if it's Valencia, you're talking about just outside of Dumaguete. Most of them will just live in subdivisions. They'll come in to shop, and they don't. It's like the suburbs. And, even Iloilo, until recently, now there's just so many. But it was the same thing. There could be a lot of foreigners, but you won't see them. They're now living the suburban life. They have families. They go back to their subdivisions. They have their things they like to do. And like a lot of my friends that live in Iloilo, they will have their certain places they go to. But for the most part, they are retired. And so for them, they plan trips all the time. They'll pick a resort in some far island over here or there, and they fly and they go and they spend different times in different places. And then home is home. And then maybe they have a place they go once in a while. But for the most part, they don't go out that often. And so even here, like we have a lot of people that move here to Roja City now. And I'll see them in the beginning. But then it's, unless I have an expat meetup or something like that, or if I really have a cheap price on beer, I generally won't see them very much anymore. There are far cheaper places to buy beer, to have beer. And so they will go there, right? They'll go to the restaurant that's making 3 pesos on his beer each sale. I can't do that. I have too much staff for that, overhead, that kind of thing. And so I lose the consistency. And so when people come, they're like, oh, we're all the expats. I'm like, well, now they live here. They're not on vacation. Maybe once in a while they'll come. If you come during happy hour on Sunday, you're going to see them. But for the most part, we're just not like, they're now here. They're comfortable. They're established. They're probably not going to hang out at a bar every day. People on vacation definitely will. I'm going to send it next summer. I'm moving there. I will stop by and make my rounds and find my home base. Thank you very much. Is there an expat meetup? Yeah, so we did it recently, the first ever one, and it was 40 some odd people that showed up. That's about the biggest I've ever seen of any expat meetup. Usually 15, 20 is the big number. We had 40, which was crazy. So we will definitely do another. It's only been a couple weeks since the last one. So I'll figure it out. The rainy season is a little tougher, but you know what? You don't need that many. If 10 showed up, it's worth it, right? Like in Iloilo, we'd have some that we would 5. But it was also because we did 2 regular. If you do 2 regular, you will end up with 5s. And 5's not as fun, which then makes more of those people go, there was only 5 people. But 40, well, our biggest problem was nobody, my camera is overheating or something. Timing out. Sorry guys, cam timed out. 1 sec, I'll get this fixed. What happens is, what people do is, okay, we're good. What happened? It kept happening is that people were not talking. They would stay in their cliques, and so it would be 40 people. But for the most part, everybody still chatted with the people they normally chat with, and so that was kind of sad. Yeah, it was true. Like we have this master sergeant, retired master sergeant. And he was like, let's make everybody rotate, but the people were not okay with it. I'm like, I can't tell them to do that. Like, they don't want to do it, they're not going to do it. Anyway, it would have been better though, like to get a more of a mix of people. And maybe that's the problem with 40 people, is it's not one smaller table where everybody can see each other's face and hear everybody's conversations. It is a very long table and then another very long table and another group over here. But we'll do more very soon. I learned a lot about the Philippines from several World War II footages. Yeah, two of the most notable were the Battle of Leyte Gulf and the Battle of Manila. If you come here and you're interested in that kind of stuff, you will find incredibly rich history of World War II. Like, go to Bataan and you will be able to do the Death March. Once a year, they honorarily do it. And you can do 1 kilometer of the Death March, or you can do the entire stretch of the Death March. The cenotaphs there and the history and the museums and everything, it's incredible amount of history here when it comes to World War II. This country was flattened. There are very few buildings still left standing from prior to World War II. When you see what the Philippines looked like in the 1930s, you'll be blown away. It looks so beautiful, and everybody in their lovely dresses and suits and just so nice. And then after World War II, flattened. Absolutely flattened. Very few buildings still exist, and that's why when you see them, you really understand and appreciate those buildings, because there's just so few of them. And so, like in Bataan, they have a lot of history. Well, they also have that Las Casa Filipinas, where one of the richest people here in the Philippines, what he does is he's made it a project of his to go, and when somebody's going to tear down one of these 100-year-old houses, he will buy it, the house itself, not the property, but buy it, and from them, and then have an architect go through and label it all and make a drawing of the entire thing, and then have it disassembled, and then put together again in Las Casa de Filipinas, and then of course make it even better, because they will be turned into a place that you can rent and stay overnight. And so you get to see the history of the place, and it protects and preserves these historical buildings. Really cool. And you can see some of this stuff prior to World War II. But anyway, World War II, all over this place. The Battle of Mactan is also a very interesting thing to learn. That's going back even further when you're talking with the Spanish and the Americans. I had to just go through the list. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, we're back. Oh, Lara just took off. Sorry. Anyway, what's your favorite Filipino dish? Oh, I'm a sucker for all the meat stuff. So we now just added beef kari kari, because I love beef kari kari. I love peanut sauce. I love the beef. Pork kari kari is okay, or usually too much fat, but the beef is so good. I love all vegetable dishes. So everything that has a huge amount of vegetables, we eat it all the time. Like nowadays, we have our own Filipino version of chop suey, essentially, in almost every second day. I think every single day we eat all vegetables, because I absolutely love them, and they're really good, and it's healthy. Why not? What else? What do I really like they have here? I like things that are not so much dishes too, like piaya. You love piaya with the ube in it? Oh my God. We have several of those here. Yeah, there's a lot of things. The only thing I don't like, so the dislike that you put in there, is a lot of Filipino dishes you want to just eat like this, but they're full of bones. And like if you buy like a whole chicken from the rotisserie guy, he just chops it like this, and you have shattered small pieces of sharp chicken bones all over. I'm like, don't cut it. I will cut it myself. I will cut it into quarters when I get home. Do not cut my chicken. So that's it. It's just a lot of the dishes, like the adobos and everything, they just leave all the bones in. And native chicken, as you know, is very little meat, a lot of bone, right? And so I can't. I don't want. It's not enjoyable for me to eat a dish. It may taste wonderful, but that I have to constantly just be, every bite I have to worry about, is it a bone, and maybe a sharp bone. So it's delicious, but no. Yeah, so but sinigang, we sell it at our place. We have fish, we have shrimp, and we have pork sinigang. I love all of it. That's a bit different because you got a bigger bone in the pork. So the bigger bone soup, we did that back at home. I absolutely love that. It's the tiny, small, sharp bones. That's really my problem. Anyway, there's a few. Hello, Michael and family. Thank you very much, Richard. Hello to you. Do you know Panay City was by Rojas was the second Spanish center? Legazpi set after there was a famine in Cebu in 1569 before they beat the Muslims out of Manila. So Rojas was a good pick, bro. Thank you very much. I didn't know. I kind of knew, but I didn't know all the exact details of that. Very cool. By the way, I saw your farming video. That is a tough problem. That problem will be solved very soon. You guys will see in the next video. I don't want to talk about it too much yet. Yeah. Got to give you a reason to watch a video. I hate subdivisions and all-inclusive resorts and stuff like that. Like, why go move somewhere so beautiful with such nice people than just stay in a little bubble and never experience any of it? I get it. And so there are people like, my friends that live in the country and everything. And they want roosters and they want lots of dogs and they want all these things. They're not going to be inconvenienced. But there are so many people that this seems gorgeous to them, right? Like they want this in the provinces, right? They say they want this. Oh, way out in the provinces, not in the city. Like this is rare. I'm in a city and this is, this is extremely rare. But anyway, they want this in the provinces. Okay, great. Then they get out to the provinces and then they realize, well, electricity goes out a lot in the provinces, maybe. Or like just there's no garbage pickup. There's no this, there's no that, there's no, water. I don't know. It could be, just the conveniences that they're used to start to disappear. And then they all look for subdivision security, no roosters, no dogs in the streets. I always tell people just make sure you try something first, right? If you try it first, then you'll know. Because what you have in your head is an impression of what you dream of or whatever. It may not match reality. And so until you try it, you don't know. And so there's a lot of people. I thought I would love living on Boracay, just most amazing beaches in the world and everything else. And then when I tried it, I was like, hell no. I want to be like, I need to go and I like going to the movie theater. I like to go to the movies once in a while. I want to be able to do something. There were things in my life that are in. And I know there's people that are like, oh, that's the most terrible thing you could ever say. Well, everybody has their own likes and dislikes, and that's, just find the right fit for you. And so I didn't want a big city, but here I am. I rarely, I think most people can find what I did is where I found my dream. I get to live on the beach. Airport's right there. SM Mall's right there with the movie theater, by the way. Does it have everything? No. God, no. Like, I got to be Iloilo for a lot of things. Manila has far more than this entire island, right? But it's like the balance, You're always going to want more. You're going to always have this thing like, oh, I wish we had. That's okay. It's not the end of the world to have that. But I think balance is something in the middle. So that you actually would look forward to, hey, when I go to Manila, I'm going to get that. Or when I go to Iloilo, I'm going to get that. And yeah, it's all right. My grandma's uncle was a prisoner in the Bataan Death March. There you go. Yeah, and I have friends whose their father was I don't know how to say the word, posthumously, whatever. Just a few years ago, it's probably been 2 now, my friend Joey, her father was in the Death March, and he escaped and also then led like a group to rescue other people from the Death March. And because he was in the Death March and he ran off into the woods just when he got away. And then he came back at night and he managed to rescue other people. So he was given a Filipino Medal of Honor just recently. It was done a few years ago, and she went to the award ceremony. So yeah, pretty cool. One of my dreams is to go to the Philippines to see my dad landed in Leyte, golf with MacArthur. There you go. That would be really cool, especially the fact that he landed with MacArthur. How cool is that? Oh, okay, you guys are chatting. That's okay. I'm losing my voice though. It's 12:30. Wow, 2 hours. Okay. I'm going to be letting you go. I'm just going to check for questions real quick. Yeah, that's the thing. I might go to. It's just too much to do in one trip. It would be like I'm going to do an island one also because there's also that other island in Northern Luzon. So we'll see.
Mindanao had reports of kidnappers for ransom, which made me more concerned if I was traveling. Yeah, yeah, like there's parts of the Philippines you still shouldn't go to. Like even the PNP will tell you there are certain parts you should not go to if you're not Muslim, that kind of thing. But that's really far from 99% of the Philippines. Okay, so just don't think about it if you're going here. You're going. Don't that should never be in your mind. But there are areas that you're still recommending, and then other parts are saying don't, or that it's safe. But I wouldn't. I'd stay away from some parts. But Davao is perfectly safe, and it's literally in Mindanao. CDO is perfectly safe. It's in Mindanao. So. Many vlogs are in the Philippines. For Thailand, let's be real, Thailand has better islands with way more infrastructure, convenience. Yeah, you just have to, Ricky, you know, the thing is it's just common sense to say that a place with 6,000, whatever, 7,000 islands, just to say 7,000, is going to have logistical difficulties compared to a giant mainland line that's connected to literally China, Europe, everything. Gigantic continents, you know, plural, all connected by land. It's not the reason to come to the Philippines. You're not going to be able to get everything so cheap as you are going to get on a mainland. And I was in Cambodia, and I've been into Vietnam also, and I lived in Albania. You could have drove, technically, very very long drive. Yeah, of course. So building materials, everything's going to be different. And so I don't think anybody should choose the Philippines for the reasons that, oh, you can get a more beautiful condo than you can in Thailand with better infrastructure and all that. It's just not going to happen. It's just true. But you're going to come to the Philippines and you're going to love the culture. You're going to love the Filipino people. You're going to love the ease of transition into the culture, that kind of thing. But I don't like have bad things to say about all those other places at all. But once you end up here, you're gonna love it here. But then some people, they'll spend a few years here and then they'll go to Thailand and they're like, oh hell, I'm going back there. I'm going to live in Thailand. They love it there. That's cool. I'm not one of those people that are bashing another place in order to build up this place. You know? Sometimes everybody just has their own reasons for loving a place. I look forward to living in the province's solar panels as well as RO water desalinator. I'm thinking I want to be 20, 30 minutes from the city. Yeah, the problem with 20, 30 minutes from the city is what I ran into. Is I thought that was a possibility when I was looking in Cebu, realizing what you imagine 20, 30 minutes out of the city is really hours out of the city. 20, 30 minutes out of a city is 20 feet. The traffic's in and out of cities, or like when you're talking about Cebu and Manila, that kind of thing. It's just another city connected to the city. So Cebu isn't just like here and then you go down towards Oslab and it's immediately countryside. It isn't. It's another city and it's another city and then it's a very large town and then you finally get out there and that's the unfortunate part of it. There's not like this perfect line. But a provincial city, maybe you're thinking like that, like here in Rojas City, well, literally most people would almost think this is the provinces. Just go down a little ways and you'd be like, oh, look at that, we're out of the city. Well, you're still in the city. But yeah, we're a city of 200,000, right? 190,000, big difference. Where Iloilo is now, Otan is growing like crazy, Pavia is growing like crazy. So it's like, just outside of their city, it feels like it's starting to feel like another city. And it's only going to keep growing like that. And that's how most cities do. They just expand, expand, expand. Hey, we got a new member. Thank you very much. Is it Daisa or Dies Anfila? I don't know. Whoever, thank you very much for becoming a member. I really appreciate members. You know, I tell everybody that $3.99 a month that you're putting into the channel is like watching thousands of my videos. That's what it adds up to. So that's really awesome. Thank you very much. Amazing. Before my camera, though, overheats again and just shuts down on me, I want to thank you, everybody who's been joining in here. I really appreciate you very much. And anybody who's been like sharing or using your other Gmail accounts. If you have 3 Gmail accounts, you have 3 YouTube accounts. You may not know this, but it's true. And so if you go to your YouTube, you can actually say switch account. There's literally a thing that says switch account, and it'll let you switch to any Gmail account you have. And you can subscribe to me there, and you could have 3 subscriptions. Look at that, and it's free to subscribe, right? I'm not talking about memberships here. Get me to that 100,000. That's so cool. Anyway, but I want to thank you, all of you, for sharing the channel, and, you know, passing it on and everything else. I don't usually ask people to subscribe and all that kind of stuff, but in this end, when we're getting to this 100,000, I just feel like I'm supposed to do that, so I'm doing it. But anyway, I appreciate all of you. Yeah, see how uncomfortable I get even with that. So thank you very much for joining. I appreciate all of you coming here and joining, spending your valuable time with me. And very soon, I'm going to have another video out there. It's going to explain some, you know, the things that we've had to do that will make my life a lot more sane and give us more time. And yeah, it'll be in the next video. So stay tuned for that, guys. If you haven't checked out Ramblon, I got far fewer views on my Ramblon videos. 2 of them, right? One, which David is literally like the master builder, who built one of the most beautiful marble dome homes. At a cost that you wouldn't even understand. Like, it's that low. And I was shocked. I really thought those videos would get more views. But it's some of my, like, it was 8 out of 10 for one and a 10 out of 10. So what YouTube does is says, oh, your latest upload is your, out of the last 10 videos, it is the best or the worst. Literally 8 out of 10 and 10 out of 10. So second worst and worst. Third worst, whatever you want to say. And I'm shocked. So trust me when I tell you, they are great videos. You are going to fall in love with that island too. And I think they're very entertaining. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong in this case. So if you haven't seen them, go and check them out. I think you'll like them very much. And yeah, thank you again for being subscribers. Thank you for hanging out with me, guys. And thank you for joining this live stream. I'm going to put you back over to this. I'm going to run off, go to the bathroom. So we'll see you again soon, guys.